Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. It is Thursday, the 5th of July. It's 10 o'clock, a little after 10. And this is your close to be nightly update. We are getting ready for elections, as you know. The team, the entire party is on an election footing. We are busy in Barataria and Belmont East. And we're having conversations with all manner of people. And today, an old businessman making fun said to me, you should do a video that shows the contrast of the country. You should do a video and let people know how it could be. And I thought about what he said, but I do that all the time, and I was thinking, we know we've not spoofed it. We've never done a video that looked at Trinidad and Tobago, how it could have been. On one of the posts that one of the members put out, party loyalists laughed at them, ha ha ha, doing anything for vote. And I had to respond, I had to say, friend, if every politician was doing everything for vote, you know how good this country would be? If you had the PNM under the pressure, you're trying to put the PEP under in Belmont, you know how much better Belmont would be? If PNM had to walk about every day for their vote and to make sure that you support them, you know how much better your life would be? I say you have no water, nobody collecting your garbage, you're not safe. I'm willing to bet you don't own a home and you will never be able to own one in this failed economy. Third wealthiest nation in the Western Hemisphere. What should be one of the wealthiest nations in the world? You don't think the joke's on you? You're laughing at people who at least try. You, not so much. And there are some people like that whatever they broke in us, makes it gives them a sense of satisfaction to slap away the hands of the rescuers. They're drowning, but they don't want to be rescued. They want to drown. And they're drowning in style, PNM style. Somebody had put up a post, Philip Edward Alexander cures cancer, and a PNM sycophant holding up a poster saying, do not interfere with our cancer. This is our right to cancer. Who is this man to come and interfere with cancer? And it makes the point. So to do a video called Reassuring Lies, imagine if the news tonight was that Central Bank once again calls on the business community to do their part and buy up the excess foreign exchange sitting in the commercial banks, because Central Bank is now backed up with US dollars and may have to stop accepting US dollars from foreign countries if Trinidadians don't come and buy and use the US that we have. If I were to tell you a reassuring lie that the Minister of Finance, instead of adding a 7% online tax to prevent you and discourage you from purchasing online and ask you, to force you to go and spend your money by Francis Fashion and Shoe Locker, imagine if instead of that, the government announced a rebate on online shopping as an incentive and offered a portal for Trinidadian businesses. Are you in business? Would you like to sell online to the world? We know that it is a daunting task for a small company, especially a small company from a country as tiny as ours. So the government of Trinidad and Tobago has offered a portal. If you have it to sell to the world, come and list it on our portal and we will help you. We will also link you up with the export development company to help underwrite your export costs, give you letters of credit so that you can purchase the raw material to sell online and take Trinidad business to the world. That's a reassuring lie. You've never heard anything like that at all. Once again, the Minister of Agriculture applauds the performance of the farming sector that has reduced the food import bill by a whopping 80%. All of a sudden, Trinidadians are willing and able to purchase food grown in Trinidad and Tobago and in joint venture with Guyana and Haiti. And the Caribbean is coming together, food self-sufficiency, working together to the world. That's a reassuring lie. We've never had a government with that kind of vision. But you could imagine Central Bank, the Ministry of Finance, an award to the bank today that has gone above and beyond in service, that has received A++ ratings from customers, that has removed all of its service fees and is going above and beyond in the award, in the offer of interest on depositors' funds and in putting credit to work in the market, helping to buoy the middle class, the thriving middle class in Trinidad and Tobago that has access to massive credit from all the banks and the liquidity of foreign exchange that they could ever need. That is a reassuring lie. A reassuring lie. That the government today has announced that because our public health is so well organized that there is actually excess space, that there are too many times for the day that all of the casualty departments are empty and nurses and doctors have nothing to do. So the government has taken it upon itself to offer free healthcare to people from Venezuela, because Venezuela is suffering, but Trinidad, properly run naturally, has an excess of time and space in our public health, and we're willing to help those who come from Venezuela free of charge because we're paying for it anyway, and it's there. That the $5 billion that we spend every year is more than enough to make sure that we have the highest standard of public health in the world. That's a reassuring lie, because in Trinidad it's nonsense. Today, the Ministry of Finance applauded all of the children from grades 1 to grades 10, because none of them needed to be severed from their friends and dragged from the schools that they've been in from the age of 5 after having sat a child abusing arbitrary exam that used to be in our history called the SCA come forward from the common entrance, same nonsense, one made in Britain. That because we spend $5 billion a year, $250,000 per child, that we've been able to offer 10-year schools where all the children in Trinidad and Tobago benefit from a first world prestige education. Right now, that's a reassuring lie, because that's not what happens right now. Right now, across the road from one of the prestige schools, Fatima College, is a failed school. Tranquility. And not Tranquility, Mokorapo Junior Secondary. Imagine this country where the government is able to say that police officers have been offered VSEP in a country where the crime is so low that we already have too many police officers, and the government is willing to give existing police officers finance to go back to school in another field of endeavor or to start their own business, because there is no use for the amount of police officers that we have at present. The society is functioning at such a high level. We have 3 jails, 2 of them too many, 2 of them empty, and that we are putting them on the market to be sold, to be converted to apartments and townhouses, reconfigured, because there's just no use for them in Trinidad and Tobago. That's a reassuring lie, because in Trinidad and Tobago, we don't have enough jail for the amount of crime that's taking place in this broken country. Now, the government today announced that yet another attempt at smuggling into Trinidad and Tobago has resulted in the cargo and the boat being seized and the people responsible for trying to smuggle it rebuffed and repatriated to their country of origin. That the maritime security wall provides an absolute shield from criminal invasion, smuggling and contraband into Trinidad and Tobago, a nation that was notorious for drug trafficking to the United States, Canada, and England. Now, and because of the decriminalization of marijuana by the Progressive Empowerment Party government, that drugs is no longer, illegal drugs is no longer an issue. It is regulated and it is managed. But if I tell you that now is a reassuring lie. Imagine yourself today, the people of Belmont woke up to another day of garbage men picking up their garbage on time, running out to give the garbage men little trinkets of thank you because they are so capable, that the community is so clean and well put together that you can eat off the ground. Reassuring lie. Reassuring lie. Today, the bakeries of Trinidad and Tobago express confidence in the government of Trinidad and Tobago having taken a stance against Kiss Baking Company and their fraudulent act of vending illegally, taking poor people, suffering people, and putting them in danger, risk their inhaling carbon monoxide whole day, and calling them entrepreneurs, and selling hops bread in dust and dirt to people in cars driving by to shut those bakeries down. Thankfully, we had a government that understood that that is not how business should be, and the economy should be managed and stewarded. But that would be a reassuring lie. Vashti Maharaj said lots of people in Trinidad and Tobago don't know about PEP. Vashti, lots of people in Trinidad and Tobago don't know about political integrity and ethics either. It's our job to spread the word. I hope you're helping. Looking at the reality of Trinidad and Tobago, where nothing works, nothing works. You could have an argument every single day about something that's broken by design by government. Galleon's passage. We could talk for the next 24 hours. Commissioner of Police appointment. Talk for the next 24 hours. Chief Justice. Talk 24 hours. Whole justice system. Courts. Talk for about 3 weeks. The fact that police service does not work, it's broken indelibly and deliberately to facilitate lawlessness and criminality to run rampant in TNT. All of these things could fix. All of these things could fix. It is quite possible, and you know, I don't mind people not knowing. I have a real problem with people allowing people to keep them stupid. It can't be so easy for stunters like Fitzgerald Hines to put misinformation in the public space and chain up poor people. It can't be so easy. It can't be so easy for people in Trinidad and Tobago to believe, to literally believe, that it is impossible to get water to every home in a country this size. In a country this size. Somebody tell me, Philip, Dubai have water 365, 24/7. They're in the desert. They're in the desert. Lyndon Mack, I promise you, in Tobago, the minute you tell me it organized, the minute you tell me that you have a meeting organized with the people, I come in Tobago. I come in for a week. I come in for a week with meetings, stakeholders, the public. I walk in the whole of Tobago with you. You organize Tobago for me, please, and I will be there. I promise you that. You have my word. What do we say? I mean, joke and fun aside. Joke and fun aside. Imagine a Trinidad and Tobago where, I mean, I look at people who post stuff on Facebook, their sideline businesses, and I think those same people, given the opportunity, if they were abroad, if they were in a developed and a first world nation, how easily they would have gotten bridge financing. They don't have to go to no bank, you know. Bank have people on the payroll whose job it is to find investments for investor money. When you watch Shark Tank and Dragon's Den and all of this stupidness, that what is Dragon Seeds in Trinidad and Tobago, a bunch of, you see, these are not entrepreneurs. They're not entrepreneurs. They're clever con men. And we copying Dragon's Den and Shark Tank. Serious. Clever con men is our entrepreneurs in Trinidad. Anyway, coming back to that. Angel finance is a business in the world now. So if you post on social media, bridge finance, you could get startup finance, you could actually get group financing where people just add in $5, $10, $15 into your thing. I know the name Jean-Claude, I just didn't want to give it any relevance. It's a joke. There's somebody that manufactures Bertie's pepper sauce. I like Bertie's. Of all the pepper sauce, Matuks and then throw that away. Matuks pepper sauce is cornstarch and pepper seed. Throw that shit away. Bertie's pepper sauce is the closest you will come to homemade pepper sauce. And homemade pepper sauce is the best. And you know that, and I know that. Granny, tanty, mommy, auntie, everybody pepper sauce is the best. It sit down in the sun for 6 weeks, the orange turn yellow and you know when it's ready and all that. I know that too. But if you don't have that, Bertie's pepper sauce is the best. And Bertie's pepper sauce should be international. And somebody should have jumped in there with Bertie already and tell them, I will give you the finance. And you continue to make your percentage of profit. You're making 22% now. I will let you continue to make that profit going forward. It's as simple as that. Every business that has started and failed in Trinidad and Tobago had potential but for finance, but for support, but for help. There are so many people going to their grave with the best of ideas and no way to go from the idea stage. You think in a country that have the wealth of food that we have, McDonald's and Burger King could come here? You will really eat a McDonald's burger over a Trinidad burger? Because if you tell me that you lie, I tell you, go by Cooking Vibes. Listen, go by Cooking Vibes tomorrow, John Lumpkin, on the corner of Carlos Street and Robert Street, obliquely opposite Brooklyn Bar. And that's a national landmark. So if you don't know where Brooklyn Bar is, I can't help you. But go by Cooking Vibes tomorrow. Order a burger, $45. It's about a power burger, but eat that. That first bite of that burger, when you bite into that burger, the taste that you get, you understand what God was trying to say in the beginning. In the beginning. I don't understand. In a country that have El Pecos, I mean, look at the richness of our food. How come nobody has gone to Sharon Sajuddin and her family in Roti Cafe? Roti Cafe Roti is so good that the Travel Channel found out about it and came to Trinidad. This is no joke, eh? They didn't come to Trinidad, you know. They came to Roti Cafe. They sent a film crew. I know, because they called me and they called Cass to come and eat roti and talk. But the Travel Channel found out that Roti Cafe Roti is the best roti in the whole world. How come the shit that Mario Sabga Aboud sells, that dry cricks and cheese pizza foolishness that pizza boys sell, that drag on the ground nasty hamburger that burger boys sell, I mean, they have nothing in rituals. When you go and you look inside the container and you see the cake and you know it all in the dry and looking like plastic, like it there 3 weeks now, like parlor cake. How could Rituals open 126 stores and Sharon Sajuddin and Roti Cafe, nobody ain't going to say, listen, you need branches every single day. Every day. Text, WhatsApp, number, message, Facebook. Hey, give me the number for that roti place. Where's that roti place? I get real good. Between the police station and the fire station in Santa Cruz, you can't miss it. There's nothing else there. No, a tire shop. You're eating tire. But how could Roti Cafe, which is the best roti in the world, it is the best expression of our roti that you could buy commercially, how come they don't have 20 branches? Because they should. They should be in Trinity Mall and Long Circular Mall and West Mall and Gulf City. But I 1% stunting joints to lock people out. Roti Cafe should be what you smell when you come off the plane in the airport. Not Royal Castle and KFC. That's foolishness. Not Royal Castle and the imported McCain's crinkle cut fries. Trini's one. Trini potato fries, real potato. You could tell potato fries that you buy when you go to buy Blue Food and Creole food. But those people mustn't get finance. And those people mustn't get overdraft. And they mustn't get credit. They must close down. And all that sweet hand must go to the grave. People must eat nutritionless bullshit that Subway selling. Subway, eat fresh, my ass. The only thing that is made fresh in Subway is the bread. And that bread has zero nutrition, high in carbohydrates, wasted high glycemic carbohydrates. Even their whole wheat and whole grain bread is about 80% white flour. All of it is bullshit. Do not eat Subway. Subway is not healthy for you. All of their meats contain nitrates and nitrites, which are harmful and dangerous to the human body, ingested in meat to make it last forever and not spoil. Friend, you are meat. if you put in chemicals into your meat from other meat that could make that meat resist deterioration, you're killing yourself. Somebody asked me once, do you use meat tenderizer when you're cooking beef? I said, no. They said, I soften the meat. I said, I am meat. Why would I put something into the meat that could soften the meat into me? I am meat. I want to soften me. And we have to start to think. We have to start to think, and these are the conversations we have to have. I want to know, how is it possible for the bullshit that Rituals and Pizza Boys sell could get finance to open 126 stores, but the #1 baker in Trinidad, Michel Sohan, who went to France and beat them in France and come back here with the gold medal, how come Michel Sohan and Bakery Treats not island-wide? What kind of twist wrong, upside down, fail nation I live in? What? Michel Sohan should have been given a subvention from the government to host education classes to teach children what she's invented. She didn't learn other people think alone, you know. She invented. But she's a food technologist. She ain't no jackass. So they can't go up against her because before she was a baker, she was a food technologist. You all remember they used to have an ice cream store in Trinidad called the Original Dairy Bar? You all remember that? Michel Sohan's job was to invent and make all the ice cream that they used to sell. That was Michel Sohan, the woman who owned Bakery Treats. And I know her about 2 decades, and I'm telling you something. She is the absolute best. And Kiss Baking Company sets up a sufferer outside her bakery, drive her out of business. So if you hear that Michel Sohan leave this country, don't be a mad fool and bad talker. Eh? Don't bad talker. Look, Lyndon Mark, look up Michel Sohan, look up Bakery Treats, you'll see both. They are right around the corner from Price Plaza in Chaguanas. Michel Sohan, Bakery Treats. She's the best in the world. She's the best in the world. How could there not be a financier in this country who understands that Michel Sohan needs credit and help? Lyndon Mackey asked me the same question twice. Michel Sohan is on Facebook. This is a reality. We live in a country where bullshit could sell and good stuff, not so much. Not so much. There was a young lady in Canupia who owns a business called Vanilla Bean. And she's like an oasis in the middle of Monroe Road, Canupia. I mean, it's like literally a desert when you're on Monroe Road in Canupia, and you know that Monroe Road is about 2 clicks behind the rest of the civilization in Trinidad. And then there's Vanilla Bean. And you walk in that store, and it's like you walked into America. Go and see what that girl doing. See what she's doing. This is a country that has so many talented people. And until somebody could explain to me, because as drive past hot shop, roti shop, that ain't roti. That ain't roti. They should force them to take the word roti out of that. Hot shop shop, take out the word roti. That masquerading as a roti. As drive past that and 4 other roti shops to go Santa Cruz to buy a real roti. That needs finance. That needs help. That needs help. There is no explaining how Massey stores could be the largest chain of supermarkets in Trinidad when there is no benefit to anybody to shop in Massey stores. They are the most expensive. When you buy fruits and vegetables there, chances are the entire Styrotex container worth of vegetables you buy, when you bust the plastic, when you reach home, of the $6, $11 apples you buy, 2 rotten on the other side, or spoil, or have wormhole, or bounce, because they have somebody in Massey stores. Their job is to pack the fruits, bounce down, so you don't see it. Hide the bounce. You don't see it. There was a company in Trinidad that used to sell imported stuff and sell in all the malls. And they were very good at sticking the price sticker over the expiry date. So you're buying foreign juice and, you know it expired last week. And you're drinking. But you know what? I've come to the point where I accept that I will put the information in public space and get people to talk. When you go in the Oval, the best food is sold is the Creole food. Nobody wants else. Let's have a real conversation. You cannot have the amount of KFC and Starbucks and Pizza Boys that you have in this country and not have an equal amount of Trinidad and Tobago Creole food restaurant. Richard Camacho is the owner of El Pecos. The man who owns Irie Bites on Arapita Avenue should have about 20 branches. If they could have 5 branches of KFC in Trinidad, they should have 20 branches of Irie Bites. Because even if you look at it, not just taste, not just quality, if you look at it from a health point of view, nothing coming out of America as fast food is good for you. Nothing. People now talking about plastic cheese from the Chinese supermarkets. Where do you think they putting on them burgers that you buying in Burger King? We just find out half the meat in Burger King is horse meat. You want to eat horse? You're eating horse. I wouldn't be surprised if I had a donkey in it too. None of those businesses should have the amount of branches they have. Not one. But until we get something like a government that understands that everybody should have the same access. Whatever Mario Sabga Abu got to open 126 branches in 10 years, all of those other tried and proven businesses, restaurants in Trinidad and Tobago, they should have access to that same finance too. And the government should have to explain, why do we have a two-tiered system? When I talk to them, I ask Irie Bites, I go there every Saturday. Every Saturday, without fail, I go Irie Bites for lunch. And I ask them, because let me tell you, Irie Bites to sell something. You ever had bhaji rice with saltfish? Jesus Christ. Father in heaven. Irie Bites sell bhaji rice with saltfish in it. Go and taste that. Tell them I send you. Because they have an old lady in the back. When she see me, Mr. Philip, you're here. Go and tell them I send you. They will pack your box for you. Go Irie Bites. Make the extra drive away from all of these trans fat, high glycemic, nutritionless American plastic fast food. Encourage everybody who have money, including the 1%, to invest in local food. Trinidad food should be #1. We ain't supposed to be stunted behind anybody. They should have a branch of stores in Trinidad. If only one hot drink, there should be a chain of stores called Cocoa Tea. Trinidad thing. Trinidad thing. Why do we not defend ourselves? Why do we not defend ourselves? You know and I know every Trinidadian like hops bread with chow mein and fried chicken. And that's a thing. That's not a zinger. That's not a cruncher. That is whatever Trini call it. Chow mein and fried chicken in a hops bread. You ever hear that? I used to be a salesman on the road. Smoked herring and boiled egg. Or sada roti with bygone choker and chana. You ever hear that? This we think. This is we think. Doubles remain stuck in a box in Trinidad. Doubles remain stuck in a box in Trinidad because nobody cared to invest in the development of the #1 street food in Trinidad. And while the barra may not be the healthiest thing in the world, the chana is the highest source of protein known to man. And it is an excellent start to your day. Excellent start to your day. I didn't start off to talk about food, but I wanted to make a point that it cannot be possible. It cannot be so easy to get finance and credit and the foreign exchange to pay all of these companies, Subway, KFC, McDonald's, Burger King, Starbucks. We are sending vital foreign exchange out of the country every month to those people. Look at Tabasco. Tabasco must be employ about 5,000 people in Louisiana, not counting farmers. Why we not? Trinidad. Trinidad pepper sauce. Royal Castle only sells Royal Castle because they boast about Trinidad habanero pepper sauce. Because without pepper sauce to put on that Royal Castle to mask the flavorlessness, nobody want that. You don't want it. It is Trinidad pepper sauce that gives that food its flavor. How come Trinidad pepper sauce is not a massive industry in Trinidad and Tobago? All that land that currently given away one by one to friends and financiers to build places for people to come and ride a go-kart in. Why those aren't growing the mix of peppers to build and export Trinidad pepper sauce to the world? Trinidad pepper sauce. One of the biggest exports out of the United Kingdom is A1. No, HP. A1 comes from the States. HP sauce. Everybody have their signature sauce. Trinidad pepper sauce. And Trinidad pepper sauce could pull kuchela and chutney along with it. And you know and I know, you could have Trinidad pepper sauce, kuchela and chutney on your table. You could cut a proper piece of cardboard and add those 3 ingredients there, chew and swallow and feel like you eat food. Seriously. Kuchela, chutney, pepper sauce. How come that is not a big industry in Trinidad and Tobago? Why are we importing flavorless, nutritionless bullshit from America? Why are we supporting that? Why? Why are you buying food that when you reach the condiment end of the thing, you have to drown it in garlic, mustard, pepper, ketchup, everything? Because the food itself have no taste. Do you know that in China, it is an insult if you go to a restaurant to ask for any condiments at all? It's an insult to the chef. It's an absolute insult. Because the food is supposed to be perfect. But in France as well, a 5-star restaurant, you are so mad. You are so mad to go in there. You are so mad to go in there in a 5-star restaurant in France and ask for ketchup. They throw you in the street. They throw you out in the street. What Richards did in Maracas Beach needed to be packaged. What Richards Shark and Bake did up in Maracas Beach, why isn't there a Richards Shark and Bake next to every KFC in Trinidad? I bet your KFC closed down. KFC ain't want nothing with Richards Bacon Shark. Shark and Bake, Bacon Shark. All they argued, all they wanted. And you know what hard? We, Trini, know that for 20 years, that is shark. And we cool with that. We cool with that because it still stays better than anything foreign. This guy, the bald-head guy, who's do the show about weird eats. What's his name? Somebody remember? You know you're going to tell me. Curry egg. Linden Mac curry egg is actually from Singapore and it is nice. They have something called egg drop soup too. You should research that. Who is the bald-head white man on TV who's going to eat all the locusts and lizard and all of that? You know what I'm talking about? Something, you have a weird name. Bald-head Zimmerman. Andrew Zimmerman. Andrew Zimmerman came to Trinidad and Tobago, ate a Richards Bacon Shark. This is fact. And said to the world, this is not the best sandwich in Trinidad, you know. This is the best sandwich I have ever eaten anywhere in the world. Andrew Zimmerman said that. Look it up. And we don't have a Richards Bacon Shark on every corner. We joking. This is a broken, twisted Trinidad float. We know more about KFC biscuit than Trinidad fried egg float. Everybody growing up know you want bread to run out so mommy could fry some fry bake. Because mommy fry bake is the best thing in the world. You know that? They have something about fried flour that's get we high. We in Chini. Tina Pies, Trackwick Road. Tina Pies on Trackwick Road. Look at that. World famous. Tina Pies on Trackwick Road, world famous. There's a fellow called Vernon's Tea Shop on El Socorro Main Road. When you buy a bag of pies, once you cross 4 pies, give you a cup of curry mango. Curry mango. Curry mango. Why is curry mango not a thing? Why is it not packaged in plastic and available in the grocery? I would buy a bag of curry mango. I would buy a bag of curry mango. How is it that we buying the nonsense the nutritionless nonsense that Starbucks selling. But the men who selling the punch on the side of the road, the real thing. Thing for your back, thing for your belly, thing for your brain. How come they can't get finance? When a man willing to go and stand up on the side of the road in rain, that is a real entrepreneur. They say one of the Kiss Quelo stunting entrepreneurs getting $100 to sell hops by the side of the road. This is a man who is investing in himself. Or you see where B&M ice cream reach? I hear that Hadco spent $35 million to open an ice cream plant in Trinidad. How come nobody invests in B&M? B&M homemade ice cream in St. James. All you know about B&M? See where they reach? With finance, B&M ice cream could have been global. B&M ice cream is the best ice cream you can get in Trinidad. You know that? The closest they have to curry mango in Sha is some kind of masala mango, but it's a curry mango. Who don't know B&M ice cream in St. James? Who don't know that? How come B&M ice cream, nobody ain't gone to them yet and say, alright, let's talk some business. I'm willing to invest at 20 million. Hadco spend 35 million and they may know nothing about ice cream. All they do is import. So I'm assuming they're going to import flavors and containers, and none of it is real. It will stamp made in Trinidad and Tobago, but they mean assembled. B&M ice cream made in Trinidad and Tobago. Made in Trinidad and Tobago. How come B&M ice cream don't have branches next to every Häagen-Dazs? Because B&M will shut Häagen-Dazs down. You have to be the biggest self-loather. You know, there are some people among us. If it's from foreign, it's alright. That's how we move. Once it comes from Massa Kitchen, I eat it. I don't know. You must know, right? Because if you do your research, just find out. Lobster was an annoyance to fishermen. Lobster used to get tangled in the net. And it's to piss the fishermen off. And used to pelt it away. It's poor people who couldn't afford fish used to eat lobster and shrimp. It is poor people. They have something called the pedestrian cuts of meat. You know what that is? The pedestrian cuts of meat is the things they throw away. The cow tail, its feet, the pig's tail, its snout, its ears. Those things, pedestrian. You can't do nothing with it. Trini people make those things into delicacies. I, Philip Alexander, all of y'all who know me know how much I love a roti. The only meal that will give a roti a run for me is bhaji rice with stew oxtail. See that? Your own men. Some people, I don't know what it takes for them. They need the chef to come to the table and tell them the name of the cow when they slaughter it. See me? A good stew oxtail with bhaji rice, I home. Jeffrey Logan, any of the people who selling ice cream on Western Main Road, selling B&M ice cream. And you could look up their phone number. There's manufacture and sell big. Stew oxtail. And now Roti Cafe making curry oxtail on order. Curry oxtail, make curry lobster roti. Lobster roti. What Sharon Sajuddin and her family doing is taking roti and curry to the next level. Waking up that little industry. In a little parlor. In a little parlor selling cigarettes. When people reach Roti Cafe for the first time, they never believe that's the place I'll be talking about. That little literal hole in the wall hanging on for dear life on the side of a river. Best roti in the world. True talk. We've lost Toco Peak Hops. We've lost Toco Peak Hops, which was an institution in St. James. I used to see people line up outside Toco Peak from 4 o'clock in the morning, waiting for Toco Peak to open to buy their hops. They have nothing Kiss Baking Company selling as hops could even come close in taste, texture, nothing. Nothing. You go to Peak before the sunrise and you get a hot hops. Now come out. They used to have it in a wooden thing like a coffin on the side. And you take that and you open that and you slice a piece right there. A piece of rat cheese, yellow cheese, Trinidad yellow cheese. You throw that inside there and a hot cup of Milo and the whole world makes sense. The whole world makes sense. Trinidad food, we lost Toco Peak. We lost Toco Peak. 500 branch of Lindas that can't make bread. I mean, they make their little thing, but they can't make hops. We lost Toco Peak. How is it possible? I don't understand how the economy works that way. How a certain group of people could get finance to open multiples of branches to sell flavorless, nutritionless bullshit. And the people who really labor in and making the food, them can't get money and they can't open a branch. Because all business model is the same, you know. If it's good, extrapolate it. I tell you, if Roti Cafe open a branch in Port of Spain, they shut every other roti shop down. Hot shop closed first day. First day. And Roti Cafe should man enough open next door to Hot Shop. Right next door. Show them what a real roti they smell like. Imagine that. You have money, go and talk to Sharon. Go and talk to Sharon. We importing foreign kale that have to freeze dry and chemically stabilize to ship for weeks when you could pick kale in your backyard and eat it for free. For free. They have a guy in Central selling a farming system. It's take up this, you buy one, it take up the space one potted plant takes up. And you could have more lettuce, kale, and tomato than you will ever know what to do with. Grow on your porch. And if you go to him, he will sell you a tank and a pump that will water it automatically. Your only job is to pick and eat. Your only job is to pick and eat. My partner Anthony Patrick announcing he have cucumbers to sell. I tell him as the first comment, I ask him the price. You pack and bring for me, brother. Because I prefer give Anthony Patrick my money. When I went in Massey stores this week and find out Massey robbed me a couple $1,000 from some points that I get on my card for buying a vehicle. And the vehicle at 3 months old, so the points is expired by the month. Massey didn't give me no points. You lend me points, you bait and switch. I'm going to cut up that card. I'm going to do a video cutting up that card. Wait for it. Wait for it. Massey on shit. Massey stores in Trinidad and Tobago on shit. And Trinidadians need to reject that. But we will deal with that in another conversation. Here, let's talk about what is the best in Trinidad and Tobago. If you go in Starbucks to buy mocha chiller, whatever it is they sell it, come up Carlos Street, opposite the Oval. There are some people there selling peanut punch and soursop and CMOS since I was a little boy. And I want to tell you something. They have it done tight. And they give you any mix. Any mix at all. That, 9,000 times better. It's not imported. It's not freeze-dried. It's not costing foreign exchange. And it's Trini people that you're putting to work. Win, 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 win. Because the more that we support our own in Trinidad and Tobago is the more we grow our economy and safeguard ourselves. We can't watch people who looking to commit crime and tell them, get a friggin' job, and they have no jobs. It's like me telling you, sprout some wings and fly. You tell me, but Mr. Man, I can't. And those people want jobs. They want jobs. If instead of buying stupidness from Starbucks and KFC, you was buying local grown, local processed, local put together food, you'd be putting people to work. You would be creating opportunity. And guess what? Ding, 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 ding. All of those people coming to buy from you. All of those people, that's how an economy works. When they went to sell Henry Ford robots for his factory, because he created the assembly line, Henry Ford asked them, so who will buy the cars? If robots build them, who will buy them? If we don't put our people to work, who will buy the cars? We've allowed them to fool us and twist us. Any entrepreneur with sense, you'll ever go to any of those parlors on the road, sales route, anybody ever go and buy macaroni pie? And they have different macaroni pie. They have some macaroni pie that have sweet pepper and carrot and mincemeat in it. You ever get that? As a pie. As a macaroni pie. A Trinidadian invention. That's a Trinidadian invention. A long time ago, I've given this idea away free because I can't do it. A long time ago, I wanted to open a restaurant called Hops and. H-O-P-S ampersand. Hops and. And I wanted branches. That the entire thing is just those little chrome pots full with different things. 30 different items. Hops and you just take what you want. Make what you want, make a sandwich and pay for it. We, as a country, are culinary geniuses. The best food in the world. You could go to France, and you could go to Switzerland, and you could go to Canada. You could even go to Japan and find it packaged better. They're good at packaging, you know? But you see, for flavor profile and raw nutrition, food from Trinidad and Tobago, our homegrown food, the nutrition in the gravy from a pot of stew beef. You ever reach home late, stew chicken done, and all they have is bread and gravy in the pot, and you eat that? That is a thing. That is a thing. Trinidad. Miss Jean in Tobago. Lyndon keep popping up on my feed. Miss Jean in Tobago. Famous. Blue food. When you eat, you have to sleep. But when you wake up, you feel like you can lift up your house. You feel like you can lift up your whole house. Because it's nutrient dense. And every time you buy food made by a Trinidadian from raw material grown in Trinidad, you taking a gun off the street. You emptying a jail cell. Believe it. Believe it. Every time you buy Trinidad food, go by the punch man on the side of the road. Go by him. Give him the business. When I see people inside KFC and Starbucks and Subway, I feel sorry for them. I feel sorry. Because in your mind, they own you. And they make you think that as long as you're eating that, you're something. That is nothing. It's only in Trinidad and Tobago KFC is bling, you know. KFC fail everywhere else. Why do you think we just celebrate? Oh good, we have the largest selling KFC in the world. Because nobody else will buy that shit. Nowhere else. There are a couple branches here, there and everywhere. KFC and big nowhere else like Trinidad, you know. Nowhere. And my mother fried chicken and your mother fried chicken 10 times better than Colonel Sanders and his MSG bullshit. Because Colonel Sanders' secret recipe is MSG. Forget the rest of the 11 herbs and spices. Like Nestle, who discovered that the Chinese was routing the market with a product called Vexin. So Nestle created a brand called Maggi to sell MSG because that's what they're selling. MSG is an excitotoxin. You don't taste it. It affects your brain and it makes you feel happy. It's like cocaine. It's like food cocaine. And that's what MSG is. Not good for you. It's not good for you at all. And you can do your own research. Monosodium glutamate. Anything that have that many letters, don't eat it. Don't eat it at all. It's there for that. It's there for eating. Kale, tomato, cucumber. Eat sweet potato, cassava, dashi, edo. How come we don't have any restaurant in Trinidad and Tobago that have branches all throughout the country selling dashi, edo, sweet potato? When you want to eat a good meal to prepare to go to the gym later, it's hard to find that. It's hard. Hard. And it shouldn't be. Salad shouldn't be $60 a salad. Lettuce and tomato and cucumber is growing in this country like it vex, like it want to grow to make a point. Salad should be buy one, get three free. Anything you add on top of the salad, fine, but lettuce and kale and those things, they will grow by the mile for $1. The same kale that's selling in Price Mart for $45, you could grow in your yard for less than $5. Better. And I don't understand why the Ministry of Education doesn't have food cultivation as a class. Why every classroom in every school doesn't have its own farm bed growing food to be consumed in the cafeteria in the same school. Why? Why we don't do that and teach children how to be self-sufficient? Why in school they don't learn how to properly drive a nail through a piece of wood? How to use a screw and an Allen key and a wrench? How to change a washer in a pipe? How to remove a broken light bulb from a socket? Simple things. Little things. We send children to school in Trinidad from 8 to 3. Today, Gavin, Bernard, Franco tell me, Philip, you're talking nonsense. 5 to 15, it should be from 3 to 18. Listen, you can put children in school for 100 years, you know. Doesn't matter. But it has to come down to what is your outcome. What is your intended outcome? In Trinidad and Tobago, we use education as a babysitting service. We're not trying to educate people to critically think. At best, we're teaching them how to regurgitate bullshit. Eric Williams was the father of the nation. How? Who did he sleep with? How pregnant was she? And how long did it take for her to birth it? Ask some freaking questions. Ask some questions. Country badly run. And it's badly run by people who are just interested in getting rich. And leadership says, all right, yes, capitalism is great, but capitalism without compassion is a prescription for confusion. And we need to make sure that you make your money, make money, but not at the expense of the nation's health and well-being. Not at the expense. If you need to make your money that bad, there are other countries, like America. Go there, make money and come back. But in Trinidad and Tobago, it is a small country, and we need to make sure that all of our people are well cared for and protected from exploitation by gouging and rapacious businessmen, by a plundering banking system. That's the government's job. That's the government's whole work. James White say 50% of our people are lazy. James White, with all due respect, that's bullshit. Our people are not lazy. Our people just don't get value for money. If you're working for minimum wage in Subway and you come out of there with just enough money to get back home and pay for the phone card, you would have a jackass attitude too. Sorry, I need to say it just so. Nobody can be happy under those circumstances. That is not a life. That is barely a sustenance. We need to move to a next level where our people are concerned. We have a vision for our people. Nestle knows, and they tell you, condensed milk in a can is an indicator of how low on the developed nation status chart you are. Developed countries, first world nations, condensed milk can sell. But from third world go down, condensed milk is a big seller. And the world uses it, the condensed milk chart. So they didn't know, find out. Because they have countries in Africa and South America that condensed milk is baby food, and that's madness. But they just haven't yet, they haven't broken the surface to start to tread water to get on dry land yet. So they're being advantaged by Nestle. 3 little birdies in a nest. That can be harmful, could it? Tell yourself, the closer to the tree, the better for me. Tell yourself that. If it's in a pack, if it's in cellophane, if it's in Styrotex, if it's from foreign, oh God, every now and then, to be honest, I really don't get strawberries. I don't get it. I don't get the fuss people make over strawberries. Now, you could tell me, Phil, have you ever walked barefoot in a strawberry patch and ate a strawberry fresh from the tree? The answer would be no. No. So if that is a part of the experience, fine. But the strawberries that sell for $50, $60, $70, $80 in Hilo and Price Mart, I don't get it. I don't get it. as eat Julie mango till I can't move. That I understand. I understand a Julie mango. I like a Bing cherry, but a Trini cherry is better. I don't get blueberries either. Damn sure I don't get blackberries. I don't get it. I don't even get raspberries. But I get guava. I get a guava. I understand a guava. Because when you bite into a guava, you know. I'm just saying to you, and it's up to you. You do your thing. But anything that you could eat that could rot and it could spoil, that's healthy. Eat that. You see blue band margarine and golden ray margarine, that's not real food, you know. All you who making video on Facebook, but look, the cheese could light it, look, it could light. But you're eating golden ray and blue band donkey ears now. That's not real food, you know. That's chemicals. Take your whole blue band, stick a butter and a whole golden ray and rest the two of them outside in the yard. Come back in 2 weeks. No ants, no mold, nothing. Just the chemistry exam, whoever that is, sitting down right there, waiting on you. So all I'm telling you is, Dr. Bills, and I have the constitution of a goat. A virus passed through the Progressive Empowerment Party and throw down half the team. I don't get sick. The thing to kill me, I think it's old age. I don't get sick, flu and virus and then thing. Somebody tell me, what it is? What get you sick? A rotten bottle. I eat doubles that other people get sick from. I say, you sure it's doubles? Because I eat healthy. I eat a lot and I like to go to places where I know. Because when I eat in a roti or by roti cafe, I know that the ghee and the flour and the best. I know. I understand that. But everything in that box, that roti picking up, real good for you. Real good. Gary Blake, I knock wood. It's Trinidad wood and make this desk. I buy furniture from fancy furniture stores in Trinidad. And in a flood, it swelled and warped. And I realized I didn't buy wood. I bought something that looked like wood on the outside, but it was fiberboard covered with paper. And that's what this fool Trini with. And they sell me shit. And I learned since then, I want to see the wood. I want to touch the wood. I want to feel the grain of the wood. I don't buy things stain up and thing anymore. And I had to learn. It's like the fella had a store in Trin City Mall. And I went up there and I bought a genuine leather belt. And on the back it said genuine leather belt. So I knew I bought a genuine leather belt. And the belt broke. And I thought, that's mad. That's a genuine leather belt. Can't break. And I turned it over and I read. And I kid you not, I wish I still had it. It said genuine belt. They didn't have the word leather. Now I didn't know if it was there and it rubbed off. Or if it was never there and my mind saw the word leather because it saw genuine and it saw belt. And they bright like that, eh? They bright like that. I was the first person walking around proud. I wear a watch, Calvin Klein. And I thought it was Calvin cousin. They sell me on the ship in this, you know. Calvin Klein. I know Calvin's still in business. But coming back to this, and this is the truth. And to the rich, wealthy hoarders in Trinidad, you're just destroying this country, you know. When you make it, rock back, pop your foot, indulge in your indulgences, and make room for others. Don't just continue to walk till you're dead. Walk on dead. What is that? Don't continue to hoard. A richer every day. Remember the story of the guy sitting down, a fellow was on vacation, he saw this old man sitting down on a chair under a coconut tree. And he watching him from his balcony, and while he's sitting there, 6 boats come in one after the other. And they offload all the fish. And while that happening, cars and trucks and people come in, and they negotiating with this old man sitting down there and just water money. He pay off the fishermen, and everybody go on. In a quick time. And this man came out and told him, wow, I can't believe what I just saw. You could go so far with this. He said, go where? He said, I'm willing to put some money behind this. We could end up with 50 boats. He said, why? So you could make 50 times the profit. He said, and then what? So you can do what you want. He said, do what I want now. It's still in a chair, on the hook on a tree. People don't understand the American dream. Make it 2.5 cars, 2.5 house, 2.5 children, all of that. The end of the American dream that they forget to tell you is retire to the Caribbean. We live in where you want to retire to. No way have none. If you knew what you had here, if we understood the goose that laid the golden egg that we have here, PLM and UNC could have never do us what they do us. They could have never sell us bullshit. Trinidad Old Airport, still to this day, better than anything they ever built as that $1 billion cowshed. They could have never sell us shit. Yes, when rainfall, we walking out to the thing. I had to walk with an umbrella to go on the thing. This is the mother-ass tropics. We don't need thing driving out to the plane to put in the plane. We want to walk on the tarmac and wave at everybody up in the waving gallery who come there with food. Because waving from the waving gallery is part of Trini freaking traveling. And that is why you can't get nobody to pick you up or to drop you to the airport anymore. Because they have no waving from the waving gallery. Everything Ish built, they should feed that to Ish. Because that is bullshit. That Piaco airport, I miss the old airport. That was a real line. But it's too easy for them to tell me, if it made in America, it better, sir. Look what Massa wearing. Wear what Massa wearing. It is why Fitzgerald Hines just be sweating his ass off in the parliament in a suit and a tie. We don't respect us. Trinidadians should be going to our parliament in 3/4 pants and a shirt. We don't respect ourselves. We need to see us look like other people for us to feel good about ourselves. Rolex? Rolex and Timex is still the same time. You don't bullshit here about counterbalanced and 100 millionth second. Save your 100 millionth second. Every time it's wrong, I will adjust it. Because Trini is always late anyway. So why you need 100 millionth second watch? Why? Why? Don't let them sell you bullshit. Have your own sense of identity. When you buy into fashion, you're buying into a uniform. That is not you. That is you trying to look like somebody else. That is you saying, I'm not good enough. That's the truth. Anybody who has self-respect, you can't sell them shit. If I find a shirt fit me nice, I'll buy more of that shirt. I don't care what the brand is. I wear Under Armour sweater with a Nike pants, and the only reason they have brands is because they come with brands. But most of my clothes, the brand on this Trinidad and Tobago is no brand at all. None at all. I keep telling Trinidad and Tobago, I don't own any jewelry, you know. People just laugh. My shades. My shades went into style, came out of style, and come back in style. And I still have the same freaking shades. I don't care. I don't have a Mont Blanc pen. I think I have a Mont d'Or Bic. And it's cool. And I cool with that. And you could like me, and you could don't like me. The one mistake I ever make in my life, I buy a BMW 5 Series, and a woman used to throw herself at me to ride around in the car. And at first it was fun. But then I realized, but you're not dating me. You're dating my car. That done. I love the picture. Bill Gates. This next guy, I always forget his name, who owned the biggest investment firm in the world. He's living in the same house he grew up in. He driving one car 20 years. And they had the three of them, three of the wealthiest people in the world together. They say, look, trillions of dollars, not one brand. Michael Jordan walking down the road in a Payless shoe store, $99, bought it off the rack, selling you Jordans. The latest 1500 US. Warren Buffett, yes. I don't know why that man's simple name is just keep eluding me when I reach for it. Our beautiful, beautiful Trinidad and Tobago. our beautiful, undiscovered paradise on earth is being marauded by some greedy stunters who just want to look something that they're not, and to be something that they're not. Their ego destroying your country and your way of life, and we have to stop that. We have to elect a government into office that understands that the well-being and the security and safety of all the people is the prime reason, purpose, and function of government. All the rest of it they could keep. You could get richer than God. I don't care. Just don't let your perversion cause distress to other people. Don't let it. As pull up to meetings and his Range Rovers and Beamers and Mercedes-Benz. I just sell a Nissan van and I buy a next Nissan van because the last Nissan van lasted. So I bought another one. And I cool. Of course I could buy what I want. This is what I want. If you have to judge me by my car, I win. Because I want to judge you by the content of your character and what's going on upstairs. What do you know and how do you deduce? How do you logically deduce with what you know and what we share? How you critically think. That impresses me. I'm not into stunting. I'm not into stunting at all. True talk. Let them stunt. There are people for that. We need a country where the average person is led and given the opportunity to love themselves. If Trinidad and Tobago had proper government, Dina King and them couldn't come and sell our girl children tongues up their ass and telling them that is culture. Beads on your vagina and on your breasts, and that is your culture. Now every man loves porn. We love nudity. We love women. Go as bare as you dare. But don't pretend that that is culture. Because it's not. That is not Trinidad culture. And the fact that they did that broke Trinidad culture and took away self-respect out of the communities. Because I used to remember growing up, my family members going in the mass camp to involve themselves in making mass. And I remember that. I remember that. Making mass. We lost that. Bending wire and actually making mass. We lost all of that. Our mass comes from China. That you have to work out for 6 months in the gym. Because you had to be 6% body fat. Rip up your abs. You have to do that. Like Carnival now. Carnival is that. And all I want to tell is, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. And women, especially women, who at their young age of desirability are exploited by businessmen to make money, because Dina King and Tribe and all these spin-offs are businesses. But you as a woman will get older, and the thing that they tell you that you are, your desirable young tight body, that's going to fade. It happens to all of us, all human beings, not just you. But if they tell women in Trinidad and Tobago, especially culturally, that you are only valuable when you're sexually desirable, they are ruining this nation at every level. Because culture is supposed to pull the people together in a community. The elders and the very young together. We've lost that. But I think we could get it back. I think we could get it back. I think Trinidad and Tobago has still the seeds of what made us Trinidad and Tobago, and I think that we could get it back, and we could rebuild this country. I think we could, if we wanted to. We just have to want it. Yeah? We just have to want it. We have to want a better country. I'm not telling you what to do. You do what you like. But we are all in this together. And the consequences of my actions affect you, and the consequences of your actions affect me. Our collective choices dictates how the country runs. What becomes who we are and what we do. Our collective choices. Our collective choice says growing up on a bumsy is now our culture, so the entire country has turned its back on our carnival culture. And we need to fix that. Because all of those people who used to look at mass, used to be involved in mass, used to want to play mass, all of them, the vast majority, we need to bring them back into the culture. And the only way to bring them back into the culture is remove that hybrid that is sitting like a parasite. You see soca mass? I told them a long time ago, create soca mass as a separate event, all inclusive. Why on a bumsy, up and down Wrightson Road, straight down the foreshore. It shouldn't even cause traffic. Don't put it in Woodbrook, Newtown, St. Clair. Do not do that to the people who live in those communities. It's not fair. I mean, the amplified trucks and all that slackness now is too much, and it overwhelms. It overwhelms the people. Yeah? Let me look at it from that point of view now. And just remember this, your health is your exercise and your eating. That's what I was talking about tonight. And if you could find a single foreign food imported in this country that could match what we have here, I'll give a win. I can't get up more than that. But I'm telling you, Trinidad food, the best food in the world. Anyway, this Saturday at noon, we are supposed to be having, and up until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, it is still on. So I'm not telling you it's off until you get an advisement that it's off. In Barataria, the Progressive Empowerment Party has a family fun day and all fours competition. The only thing that makes it little right now is that we're being told that we're supposed to have very bad weather on Saturday, and that because it's grass and tents and tables and chairs, it ain't gonna make sense. And we're waiting on confirmation tomorrow from the International Weather Service that has a long-range plan, a long-range forecast that could tell us pretty much to the dot if we're going to have that weather. Because if we are 10 o'clock tomorrow, we're going to be postponing to next week Saturday. So all those who was coming to hang Majak, sorry, what am I saying? All those who were coming to try to hang Majak, stick up here. You got a week to practice. Find your friends, bring them home by you, and play all fours till they learn how to wait and cock and hold for Jack. Because that is the game I play. So yeah, next week Saturday, if it should be this Saturday, but if the weather is bad, we're going to postpone to next week Saturday. Also, next week Sunday, we have a big event planned for Belmont. That is a thank you from our candidate, Felicia Holder. That is going to be a big event in Belmont East. I can't tell you what it is, but it's going to be real nice, and you want to be a part of that. So don't make no plans. People of Belmont East, tell your friends and family. Don't make no plans for next week Sunday, the 15th, because we're going to be having something nice for you. Yeah? So, Trinidad and Tobago, thanks a lot. Thank all of you who was here tonight. Listen, we have to fix our country. It is where we live. You just clean your house. You just take care of your yard. You have to fix your country. This is where we live. We need to make sure that everybody has hope and opportunity. So nobody not interfering with nobody else, and everybody else could enjoy themselves and enjoy their life. So if you want that for yourself, and you want that for your family, and you want a better nation, join with us. Because that's all we're fighting for. That is all we're fighting for. A better country for all of us. I will know that we're successful. I have 2 marks that I tell Trinidad and Tobago, after you elect a Progressive Empowerment Party government, 5 years later, I will know we would have been successful if Trinidadians start cutting off their raw iron and throwing it away, and people in Canada lining up in the snow to get visa to come here. Because we used to line up 2 o'clock in the morning to go Canada when we was running from Trinidad. When I see them 2 things happen, I know we make it. And we ain't gonna make it. We ain't gonna do it. it's up to you.
voting, crazy or not out. When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is they prove it to be only full amount. When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the time is now that change should come about. Just as how you vote them in, vote them out. Register and vote them out. If they can see, vote them out. Stain your finger and vote them out. Show them no mercy, vote them out. Vote them out with total skull and utter disdain. Let's put our country together again. Put them out of power to be ignorant. Let's put our country together again.
Now, to the people who are sending me all of these books, I love all of you, and I thank all of you for all of the books. I am telling you, I am receiving them on behalf of the Progressive Empowerment Party. I am going to read as much as I could, and then I'm going to make them available to a growing library in the PEP for our members. Thank you all very much for the books.
If for 30 years you voting them in, and it's only tears as soon as they win, they give you big words and enslave your soul, promising you roads and giving potholes. If they are the reason why the economy goes sprout, when you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the passing laws that them alone can flout, when you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the building eyesores, east, west, north and south, the same way you vote them in, vote them out. Register and vote them out. Totally vote them out. State your finger and vote them out. Rescue the country, vote them out. Vote them out with tempo, they have me in vain. Let's put our country together again. Vote them out with calypso and joyous refrain. Let's put our country together again.
The Progressive Empowerment Party appreciates all the love, all the assistance, all the people who help with the curriculum. I mean, they have no way to run the list. I can't run the list. Thank all of you who bought, all of you who came and helped. Thank all of you. To all of you who are helping us from overseas, from Trinidad and Tobago, from the region, all of you are sending your little financial assistance. We appreciate every single one of you, all the volunteers, all the new members. So we apologize that we haven't had a Saturday meeting. If there is going to be a postponing of the All Fours competition due to the weather, I promise you, I will be in PEP headquarters at noon, Saturday, 19 Stanmore Avenue. So if we are not having the All Fours competition because it would have been outdoors, the PEP Family Day, because it would have been outdoors and we have to postpone for a week, I promise you, all of you who wanted to come and talk to us, if you don't mind making a little extra drive, I will be for certain at PEP headquarters on Stanmore Avenue. So if we do not have it, so I just want you to know all of that, and we will advertise all of that later on or tomorrow. So bringing this to a conclusion, I just want to say to everybody in Trinidad and Tobago, we deserve better, every one of us. Stop letting people, especially, and I keep saying it since yesterday, to the children and the parents whose children didn't pass for these prestige schools and these #1 schools. Forget that, children. Give your children all the ammunition they need to build their own self-esteem. Give them hope and opportunity, and they will fly as high as they are supposed to fly. Forget the nonsense. We'll fix it. Put a proper government in office and they'll fix all of that. 10-year schools, no SCA, none of that nonsense. All schools, prestige schools. Trinidad and Tobago, love yourself, take care of yourself, love your neighbors. Make sure that every decision that you make is a decision that takes us all forward collectively as a nation. And if you want a better Trinidad and Tobago, PNM and UNC have to be voted into the dustbin of our history. Stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.